so sad to leave this place. It was so awesome to call it home for a few days. But we are excited because we're going to go see our friends on the beach and stay with them, and hopefully Dane and Seb can find some surf. Before leaving this magical village, I wanted to share a local legend that I learned from an elderly woman down the street. Many centuries ago, a girl named Belisandra lived just outside the village. Accused of witchcraft, she lived alone. Whenever Belisandra had to enter the village, she had to endure the murmur of voices, mocking laughs, and contempt from the inhabitants of Castelo Novo. The truth is that in moments of affliction, many went to Belisandra for help, but only in secret. People in the village said that the girl controlled the sun and the rain, cured illnesses, and gave advice on how to conceive baby boys. Even though she faced the mockery of Castelo Novo's inhabitants, Belisandra never refused to help anyone. One day, when the people were preparing to harvest the fruits of their labor in the fields, a thick cloud came from the sky and covered the sun. Suddenly, they realized that it was a plague of locusts. Desperate, the villagers of Castelo Novo joined together to ask Belisandra for help. To everyone's horror, the girl advised them to make a procession towards Senhora da Misericordia, since she was the only one who could help. The people heeded her advice and made the procession. Legend has it that the procession was making its way to the town square when the grasshoppers started to drop dead. The people then promised to make a procession every year, and they kept their word because they maintain this tradition to this very day in September.
We're driving out to the region where I was raised, a land of amazing seafood with a rugged coastline, and we're looking forward to staying with some of our best friends in Portugal. I think it's only fitting that we end this journey in a place that I have called home for so many years.
So good to see you. Oh, irmão.
How you doing, brother?
So good to see you.
It's not going to be like
Wow.
2 minutes of like...
So we just arrived here. Oh yeah. Did you do that, Lewis?
No, Basil actually did that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Because Basil's better.
Então pronto, tá
Ready?
pronto?
Yeah.
Vamos embora?
You get right.
This rugged coast is inhabited by an equally rugged people who have adapted to their environment over the millennia. Primarily subsisting off the sea, they built their fishing villages into the cliffs and valleys, in locations where they could build harbors to protect their fishing rigs from the relentless swells of the North Atlantic. These fishermen truly were, and are, the bravest in the world. This Portuguese coastline receives some of the biggest waves recorded anywhere in the world, and during winter swells they sometimes reach 100 feet in height. It was never a guarantee that the men of these villages would return from their fishing voyages, as even just navigating out of their harbors during winter was perilous enough. It was from this same audacious spirit of facing the ocean in search of opportunity that the age of global exploration took hold in the 1400s. This led Portugal to creating the first global trade network the world had ever seen. As you can imagine, legends and myths of the sea abound in these villages, but sadly are slowly dying out with the passing of the older generation. Now it's down to us to brave the wild North Atlantic. There is something about its power that has always drawn me in and made me feel alive. So we're gonna go surf some shore break. I'm super excited, and hopefully nobody hurts themselves. But this is one of our favorite pastimes to do in Portugal because there's such good shore break conditions on beater boards. If we use real boards, we would break them probably. So. On this trip, I've learned that to really experience a place and a people, you have to ask questions. And you learn so much more when you fully dive in and participate. Though the ancient rural customs and lore are disappearing amidst this rapidly modernizing generation, it's encouraging to see people my age enthusiastically celebrating their festivals and their traditions. I mean, how could you not, when Portugal has so much to celebrate?